Hello everyone and welcome to the 2023 European Youth Cup here in Graz in Boulder Club. We have here Stefan Czerner, the main manager of all this competition. Hello Stefan, how are you doing? It's been like we started yesterday with a lot of qualifications. Today Youth A and the juniors have been also qualifying. Um, Anything you expected? How has it been the whole running of the whole event? Yeah, the level is amazing. I mean, the difference between Youth B, Youth A, and juniors is like it's just been pushed so much in the last 5 years, and route setting and the new holds just have been exploring new ideas and new possibilities. Um, Blockhouse is really well known for bringing a lot of new holds and have really on the normal environment where like the public is coming a lot of like this competition boulders that everybody can climb. Um, are we expecting this direction that Blockhouse is going to keep on offering to normal people more competitions and more boulders like this? Thanks a lot for your time, and it was really nice to have you, and thanks for organizing these awesome competitions. Thank you. And that was Stefan Czerner, the CEO from Blockhaus. And very soon we're going to start with the competition. They have been having 8 minutes of observation. Pretty much it's been like spread how they wanted it. They had 2 minutes per boulder. They have 4 boulders which they have to top. And they had a total of 8 minutes of observation. But they could go and spend 5 minutes on one boulder and then go 1 minute on the other 3 boulders. There's going to be a semi-final modus, so there's going to be a lot of athletes on the mats, 4 minutes per boulder, 4 boulders. The one who gets the most of the tops just wins the competition, and of course, if we have to split them, it will go to the number of zones and then the number of attempts. But we're going to try to keep it quite clear for you so you don't get lost, because it's going to be a little bit chaotic to watch. Yeah. So we have a total of 10 participants for the Youth B category, 10 male and 10 female athletes. And we're going to just jump very soon and see the Youth B male. And there we have Linus Gavastrom from Sweden, Lukas Tardarif from Germany, Matthäus Catan, an Austrian contender, Lilian Boynot from France, Jonas Körner from Germany, Tom Steer from Great Britain, Itamar Harel from Israel, Camille Claudet from France, Matteo Ruza and Jan Stipek from the Czech Republic. And going for the Youth B female, we have Teja Bobna from Slovenia, Tamar Cohen from Israel, Imane Rudinia from France, Nina Henschel from Switzerland, Rafael Kacpekova, excuse me, from Ukraine, Faye McDougall from Great Britain, Lou Eclair from France, Naya Isaac from Slovenia, and on the first two places, Julia Benach and Kayla Macia from Spain. We're gonna be soon starting, and here the qualification has been quite tough. We have been having every single boulder topped, but it's been quite well spread. So I think the route setters have been doing a really great, amazing job. The chef route setter is Stig Ulich from Germany, but he has had the help of many other route setters like Jacob Grasdorfer, Jan Heiko, Maurice Schwarzer, Daven Zakavi from Slovakia, Dennis Part from the Czech Republic, and then two athletes, an ex-athlete Georg Palmer from Graz, and we also have Daniel Lenz from Maximilian Lenz, sorry, from Austria, an athlete, a current athlete competing in European Cups. This is going to be the last European Cup of the youth. We still have got the championships, but yeah, we have had in Kaunas in Slovakia and in Soude in Portugal. This is the third and last one for bouldering, and there we see the first two contenders. Those are Linus Kovastrom and Teja Bobna from Slovenia. Let's see what they can do on these first boulders. And there we see on the first boulder choosing to brush. We're going to be offering you a split screen of the boulders, and then we see the Swedish athlete making quite good amends. And let's see if we can get a little bit of a close-up on this boulder. And there we are, the Swedish athletes. For sure he's been awarded the zone. You have to move and transition in between zones. And there we are. Both athletes making quite a good amends, getting quite high up on the wall. And both flying off, pretty amazing. Yeah, this whole mats are being crowded. There's a lot of athletes and a lot of coaches from every part of the world. And both athletes choosing to brush a little bit, taking some time. They have 4 minutes in total, 2 minutes 47 remaining. We're gonna have, this is the more flat part of the whole wall, which we're gonna be transitioning into an overhanging. And there we see the Slovenian athlete, and she's getting quite well. Unfortunately, not quite. She needs to brush this little chip on. And as we see on this split screen, those are all the wall panels that we're going to be able to see. But for now, let's see if we can get to... This is the Finnish athlete. Going for the crimp. Crossing onto the side pull. Hopefully we can see a big... There we are, both athletes. Getting again to the very high spot. And now, yes, there we see, and that's the top for the Slovenian athlete from Teja Bobna. And unfortunately, Linus falls down. But he still has got 1 minute 17. Hidden between this pillar. And Linus was 12th in the Youth Cup last month in Kaunas, and hopefully he's going to be able to make some progress. He was not competing in Sora, so this is a big achievement from this young athlete, young man. And then we see an attempt, cutting loose to this big shoulder move. has to match. Still 30 seconds for this young athlete. Unfortunately, we're not going to have a clock on the screen, but we're going to keep actualizing you with the time. And there you are. Unfortunately, slips down. He's going to probably try to get another attempt. No, he doesn't pass another go. That's all for Linus for the first boulder, but he still has got 3 boulders. Next, we're going to have Matthäus Katten from Austria. He was 17th in Sorte, and we're going to have Lukas Tadarif from Germany, which was 2nd in Kaunas and 8th in Sorte, and Tamar Cohen from Israel. And there we see the German athlete hopping onto the mats, Lukas Strandai. They have 15 seconds of transition. That's where they have to wait facing to the audience. When this beep sounds, they can turn around and then have a look. And let's see what these 2 athletes can do with this first boulder. So far, 1 top on the female side and no tops on the male. And let's get a close-up of this German athlete from Lukas into the shoulder move. It's kind of you're staying in the dihedral with really, really bad footholds. So you have to really keep your tension in your feet, keep composure. I think he's now being for sure awarded a zone onto this flat pinch, pretty bad pinch. The whole audience shouting a lot, are we gonna see a top? And unfortunately another athlete which flies out. And Tamar Cohen is also flowing out. Both boulders being really risky at the top. Normally on a boulder competition, on a classical, as we're seeing, you have 2 cruxes, and pretty much 8 stars are going to be challenging those athletes. 4 boulders, 2 different cruxes in every single boulder. So they have been choosing to do, sometimes will be more physical, sometimes will be something more coordinative, or they will test their ability to read skills. This is on-site modus, so they have not previously seen anybody else climbing the boulder. They have not seen anything apart from the previous observation from the mats. And here we're seeing a good close-up from Lukas. Let's see what we can do. All the athletes shouting Ale. Matches the pinch, holds, feet could lose. Looking very good for this German athlete. Goes with the left and unfortunately falls out. That was a display of power from this young athlete. Tamara holding a bundle. This is looking really good. And another top from this Israeli athlete, Tamar Cohen. And so far we have both athletes have been topped on the boulder. Just the difference between attempts, they have been having the tops on the 5th attempt, but the zone was reached on the 3rd attempt by the Slovenian athlete and on the 4th attempt by the Israeli athlete. But for now, Lukas, let's see if he can get to the top of this first man boulder. The junior B, sorry, the youth B athlete from Germany. Again, looks like it's been proved to be quite a tricky top. Cutting again loose. Using now the edge of the wall. And unfortunately falls out. Still 30 seconds for this athlete. Not a lot of time, and I think he doesn't fancy another go. He picks his things and decides to rest. The third one is going to be now for sure Katten Matthäus from Austria and Emmanuel Redani from France. And the scores as they look like at the moment, this is on the female side, and let's see with the males, both with zones, but unfortunately no tops. And those are the 15 seconds that they have to transition from the isolation to the mats. Both decided to brush a little bit. And as I said, Mateusz was 17th in Saturday, was not competing in Kaunas, so he really wants to have a really good result here. His first final for the European Youth Cup, and let's see if he can get a first stop on boulder number 1. He being one of the tallest athletes, maybe he's going to be able to do it. Into the shoulder, the French Imane goes for the crimp. Decides to jump and bump instead of crossing into the zone. Both athletes again on the very high top. Cross and first flash of the female boulder number 1 that's going to put her on top of the scoreboard. And let's see if Mateusz can do anything here. Cutting, losing, holding. That was looking really promising. That was so fast by this French athlete. If you're tuning in, we are in Graz, and let's see if we can get a shot, because the boulder number 2 is being shown now in this quill, on the left part of the quill. That's Linus Quastrom, starting his second boulder of his rotation. And let's try to get a close shot up of this boulder from the Swedish athlete. It looks like a pretty tricky start, swinging to the right of the volume, and then getting this big bubbled zone into a gas stone, and then a very quiet slopey top. Let's see what this young athlete can do out of this. And then we see a close-up of both athletes, both male athletes. Mateusz getting quite high on this. We've seen many athletes getting there, but not being able to get it up. You have to stabilize the position, and that's the first top from Mateusz, who is going to put right onto the top of the scoreboard. If you're seeing where he's stepping, Linus, there's a little chip, so he can step on a good foothold, because the crater is quite dual texture. There's no texture, and they have been inspected. It jumps pretty high up, but unfortunately it cannot stabilize the position. So anybody who has not been into a bouldering competition, points have been awarded for a top. This is the last hold of the boulder. And then you have a zone, which is also in this case this big blue thing. This gives you also score points a little bit lower on the ranking. And then at the beginning you have 4 pieces of tapes for 4 limbs. You have to stabilize your position, and then you are allowed to move further on the boulder. And jumping into the mats are going to be Lydiane Boynat from France and Nina Hetchel, which was 5th on Kaunas and Sure. And also we're going to see a close-up of boulder number 2. There you see all 4 athletes. As let's see on the slab on the very right side, proves to be a tricky slab. There you are. Now we see a big close-up of all 4 athletes. Here we see Lucas on the second boulder, slowly moving, and also Lilian Boynot from France. Lucas going to the right, he has to get a good panel. Reach into the zone, has got a flick, and unfortunately falls down. Are we going to see another top? And a top from the French athlete from France. That was his first boulder. Lilian Boynot. And let's see if we can get a little bit more from the, there you are, the German athlete. Unfortunately, not quite getting to the top. Still 2 minutes. We have seen people get into the zone, getting this crimp, this white crimp, but unfortunately not getting to the very, very top part of the boulder. Linus from Sweden, who was jumping off, not quite able to control. And another top from the female. The Swiss athlete Nina Henschel secures the top. And let's see what Tamar Cohen can do on the second boulder for the female round on this Youth B category. It's like quite a delicate slab where you have to press to like a pistol squat, press against the wall. It's quite desperate. And there we see an overview. Lucas not fancying another go. And a top from Tamar Cohen on boulder number 2. Managed to secure the top. Let's see if we can have a close-up of the scoreboard so far, so you can actually have an actualization of what's going on. On the first place we have Lilian Boynot, and on the female side we have Tamar Cohen with the only athlete of 2 tops. And new athletes are going to be jumping onto the mats from Ukraine, Rafael Katsvikova and Jonas Körner from Germany. And loads of athletes jumping into the mats, deciding to brush. We're also going to be able to see the first third boulder of the male, the third boulder of the female. It's kind of a powerful jumpy boulder where you're having to jump, and there you are. That was really a display of coordination. No problem for this young athlete. Is this going to be a flash for the Swedish athlete Linus Gravesson? There's a little chip for a foothold. It's really bad, and it's not so sure if you have to step with left or with right. Jumping and almost secures the top. Pretty flashy boulder, and looks like on the second boulder for the female, another top is being played by the French athlete Imane Redoni. And let's see another go from Linus. Kind of a lambada swinging method where you have to jump and go back, stop against the wall on the foot plant. That's the method that the route set is intended, to step with the left foot instead of the right foot and then just jump parallel to the wall. But the hold is covered, so it's not such an easy task. And let's see if Jonas Körner can secure the top on boulder number 1, and that's a top from this young athlete. Linus going again, no problem, and unfortunately slips out. Still a little of time to go, 1 minute 48. Don't forget, every single athlete has got 4 minutes to complete the boulder. Then they go into isolation where they rest for 4 minutes, and then so on and so forth for 4 boulders until they finish the rotation. And another time Linus jumping for the top, and this time secures. I don't know if you can appreciate it, but the left part of this volume where he was stepping with his foot is a 2-edge texture. It's basically no texture, no friction. So pretty impressive that he managed to keep the tension. And let's see if we can get a little bit of a close-up of Mateusz Katan, sorry. And first stop for this second boulder. That's going to put him very, very high up as the only athlete with 2 tops. And our scores are being actualized. There you are. That's first place for Mateusz Katan, with the only athlete with 2 tops. Empty mats, still 36 seconds to go. A lot of people being involved here on this IFSC competition. A Youth Cup, the last one from Europe before the championships. And we're here in Graz on the west side of the city. It's been kind of a lovely day, a lot of the sun, and kind of it's been cooling down and refreshing for these athletes. A lot of skiing has been going on. And jumping into the mats are going to be from Great Britain, Tom Steele and Fai McDowell, also from Great Britain. We have on boulder number 4 Tama Cohen, and on boulder number 3 we have Nina Henschel on the very upper right side of the wall. On those 2 slab and vertical walls. Let's see what these athletes can do. And let's see if we can get a close-up, because the German athlete is looking very, very close. And almost holds onto the wall. That was such a good display of power. A lot going on for Nina from Switzerland. Unfortunately, there's no closer angle that we can offer you. That's the closest we can get. But pretty much has to do a pistol squat and step up. Let's see if we can see again the closest shot of boulder number 1. And we have heard the British athlete Faye to the top. There on his second boulder we are having Lilian Boynot from France. And on boulder number 3, sorry, we have Lucas Tandaif. Let's see if we can get a close-up. And there you are, there's a top for the German athlete. Ten candidates, 10 youth female and youth male, youth B female and youth B male, trying to get the maximum amount of tops on this competition here in Graz. If you're wondering where you can see the live results and the display of everything you want, it's here on our link on YouTube. But for now, let's stay on boulder number 1 for this youth male. Let's see if we can get a closer up. Fighting a lot. Tom Steele from Great Britain. Unfortunately not getting quite high up. And there we see the French athlete Imane Roudani. Looks quite promising, getting really high up on the wall. Is it going to be a top? And it's a top for the French athlete. Going to Great Britain, the British athlete, Tom Steele. Goes with the left, shoulders popping up, but unfortunately not able to hold the tension. And we're jumping onto the next athlete, 7th athlete of this whole rotation. We have here nonetheless but Itamar Harel from Israel and Yon Auchair from France on the mats. And for the first time we're going to be able to see the 4th boulder, both being really physical. If you're looking at the upper part of the screen, on the left we have the men's 4, and on the women's side just a little bit to the right. Both very physical, big slopers, big holds, a lot of compression, a lot of physical intensity. Let's see what the athletes can do out of it. Linus from Sweden. And there you are, a 1-2 for the female athlete. Teja from Slovenia. Toe hook, and now has to explode forward to the next one. Linus going for the 1-2. Toe hook matches, goes to the zone. And let's see if we can get some close up from the from the 3rd boulder. Let's see if we can see the Austrian athlete. Going for this coordination move. A local hero from Austria, Matthäus Katan. And unfortunately not making quite a lot of progress. We're going to see a top from Itamar Harel, and that's a top from this Israeli athlete. A lot of female athletes. On the screen, 1-2 for the Slovenian Teja. Toe hook to a match. She now has to swing the feet to the right. Can she do it and hold the tension? Linus from Sweden, sorry. Trying to step onto the wall. Get in the zone, now has to step right and unfortunately falls down. 8 athletes on the mats, fighting for one place, the last European Cup. And unfortunately, Mateusz Katan not being able to stick this coordination move. And Teja not quite also making the toe, the foot blunt. We listened before of Stefan Czerny, the organizer of this event, and now we're seeing Mateusz getting really, really close on boulder number 3. He needs to step with the left, doesn't step with any, just jumps. Unfortunately, time goes out. And next rotation, our 8th athlete, Camille Claudet from France, and Naya Isaac from Slovenia. Tomorrow we're going to be followed by the finals of the morning. Youth A, male and female, and juniors A, juniors female and male. Same format for all the athletes here taking a go. And let's see if we can get a shot, because the British athlete on board the French athletes are that was Lilian Boniot flying off the top here on boulder number 3 on the male side. And here we have Lucas on boulder number 4. Yeah, he makes the foot plant, not quite holding the tension. Now it's putting the foot, double toe hook, double heel hook on the zone. Physical boulder. Also we're having the female athlete Tamara Cohen from Israel on the very, very top of boulder number 4. Not able to be moved and tries to match, but unfortunately falls down. A lot going on here on the mats in Graz. And Lucas going again. I think we're going to be able to see a close-up of boulder number 1 for the French athlete. And there's a top from the French athlete. That was Lilian Boniat on boulder number 3, making the top. Let's try to see the scorecards so you can be actualized. Right now we have on the top Tama Cohen on the female side, followed by Imane Rutinai and Nina Henschel. And on the male side, we have on the first position Mateusz with 2 tops and 3 zones, followed by Lilian Boniat with 2 tops, and Linus, which already did a full rotation with 3 zones and 1 top. 4 zones, sorry, and 1 top. And Lucas on his last boulder of the rotation. He's been looking pretty strong. He really needs this if he wants to get to the top. A top will secure him a first position automatically, but not everybody has finished their rotations. So just a provisional first place. And still 30 seconds on the clock. So far no tops on boulder number 4. Nor for the female and for the male side. We're going to have another rotation fully on. 9th athlete from Italy, Matteo Riusa, and from France, Leon Acla. Julia Benach as 9th athlete, and from Italy, Matteo Riusa. Both have been on the podium. Matteo was first in Kaunas and first in Sode, and Julia was second in Kaunas and fourth in Sode. So both very strong competitors. Let's see. That's the Spanish athlete, Julia, and the Italian Matteo. Let's see what they can do. They were really looking super strong on the qualification round. A tough round, not many tops, but they were looking very, very strong yesterday. Goes statically, 1-2, and it's a flash for both athletes. Amazing performance. We've seen many athletes holding really hard to the top of this Benson one, and still Matteo managed to secure an easy flash. Another German athlete. Here we're having Jonas Körner on the boulder number 3. Let's see if he can jump to the top. Let's see. Not a lot of progress for Camille Claudet from France, unfortunately. And German athlete making a really, really good amend. There we are. Is this going to be a top? And unfortunately doesn't hold the tension. Let's see what Tom Steele can do of the second boulder. And Itamar brushing the men's second boulder. And we just see a top from the German athlete, from Jonas Körner. And on the female side, let's see if we can see some progress for Mathieu Catan and Emmanuel Denis from France on the last boulder of their rotation. One minute to go, that's the beep. Pretty physical boulders so far. No tops on these last boulders for the female and the male rotation. And on the corner of the eye, we see a top by the Ukrainian athlete Rafael Kaspenova, who just secures top boulder number 3. And on boulder number 2, not a lot of tops by Imane from Lyon. We're going to try to get a little bit of a word with the chief setter, Gulik, which is on the way here. And the last contenders for both female and male, Kayla Mathia Martin, which was first in Kaunas and first in Sode, and Jan Stipec from the Czech Republic, who was second in Sode and second in Kaunas. And here we have Dirk Gulik, the German chief route setter for the IFSC. Hello. Yes, we speak English. Hello, Dirk. Can you hear yourself? It's a little bit loud, so it's a little bit difficult for us. Yeah, pretty much every single boulder has been topped, apart from boulder number 4 on the female and the male side. So far, it's been a kind of a good run, I think, with a lot of tops. Were you expecting so many tops? Yes, can you maybe explain us what was the idea behind boulder number 4 for both the female and for the male? What was the intended solution? What was involved in the decision to put this as the last boulder? Do you want it to get the athlete tired, as to make a little bit of a difference on the field, or what was the thought? Like, what's going to be the first boulder? What's going to say the second boulder? The pulling one. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. How has been the working with? Because you're trying always to challenge. Like, I guess you're going for the 2 cruxes per boulder, so 8 different challenges. Is this something that you're still trying to make, or you're going for a different approach? What was the idea nowadays? Because as the sport is evolving, we're seeing sometimes 2 zones, and yeah, are you still going for the 2 cruxes? And are you planning to set more competitions this year? I mean, there's like, this was the last European Cup, there's still the championships. Are you going to be involved also in this one? Or yeah, there's a lot of adjustments going from one competition to another, reflecting areas. Yeah, maybe you can run us a little bit through this third boulder, sorry, the second boulder, sorry, in the upper part on the middle for these Spanish athletes, because we don't have a close-up. Can you explain us what the idea was? Because we don't get a lot of close images from the boulder. So it's a big switch. And what was the idea of the fourth boulder for the female? Because now we're seeing the Ukrainian athlete Rafael Katsikova, and we have seen already, I believe, 3 athletes getting to the top and not being able to move. What was the idea? What is your solution? Yeah, it's a jog, but it's completely inverted. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, actually we're seeing a really good shot of the third boulder. That was kind of a funky way of jumping, because I was explaining to the audience that the volume on the left side has no texture, and there were so many athletes jumping with the feet and just landing there with one foot and still holding the tension. And there you are, another top from the Israeli athlete, from Itamar Harel. Really, really strong. A lot of Israeli athletes actually which made it to the top on these competitions. Yes. Let's hope we can see a top of boulder number 4 at some point. How? Yeah. What was the idea when you were building boulders? Do you build them on your own, or do you make teams? How? For somebody who has not so much clue about how the process of route setting is to this higher level, maybe you can share with everybody how it is. Yeah, I guess that's also quite of a challenge, because you're quite a tall person, but as being quite experienced, that's probably good for the team, because you're experienced and you can already visualize what is the size of a young athlete, right? as other route setters which maybe have not so much experience as you on such big competitions? We're hearing that we're not hearing a lot of Dirk. Maybe you can get closer to the microphone. No problems. It's been kind of like a last-minute decision to get a live stream, so it's been quite hard. Thank you, Dirk. Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully everybody can hear it. We were explaining the whole idea of the process of route setting and how you guys have been split it into two groups, and there's a female and a male group, and yeah, let's see. Yeah, let's see if we can see a scoreboard of how the whole thing. So we see a lot of tops being quite splitted. So not everybody was topping first boulder, and everybody was topping second boulder. But we see a tendency of number one, number three being maybe a little bit easier than number two and number four. Pretty good so far, right? Yeah. 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 Yeah, we see that on the female side it's probably going to be more decisive on the fourth top. Yeah. Yes. We're seeing now the female athlete, I believe that is Julia on the third boulder, and the music is going so loud, we're having such a big trouble to hear ourselves. Thanks for letting us know, Dirk. I'm gonna let you go. It was really nice to hear your points, although the people have heard maybe half of it, but thanks a lot. Thank you. Thanks a lot, thank you. And that was Dirk Gulik. Thanks a lot. The chief group setter from Germany. Sorry for everybody who didn't get to hear him so well. We had some issues with the microphones. And almost the Israeli athlete. I believe that was, the French athlete Leon Acliar flying off the top. Tries to get a toe hook, unfortunately doesn't get it. There you are, now yes, has to keep some tension with the feet, stepping on it. Onto the zone, now has to step. From Team Israel. I believe this is Itamar Harel. And Matteo Reusa on boulder number 3. She's into brush. A little bit less going on now. We're getting back again, more organization, less boulders to have a look, less athletes on the mats, easy to focus. And let's see if we can see a top from this Italian athlete, which has had pretty much a pretty perfect season so far. Being on the podium, first position on both Sode and Kaunas. And let's see if he can get a top here and win this competition. No problem on the jump. And let's see if he can get to the very top of the boulder. The boulder is being blocked, the hold has been blocked, so it's quite hard to access. You have to be very, very precise. And last physical boulder on the round for the female and for the male. As Derek was saying, not a lot of tries on these two boulders. It's quite of a challenge when you have had so many rounds, so many boulders to climb, to comb, and go from tricky first situation to completely powerful and brutal. And Matteo's not quite making success. 1 minute on the clock. That was the beep. We're getting to the end of this Youth B final here in Graz. Again, feet could lose. Bicycle matches has to go to the zone. He already has got the zone. A feet plan would be really good, and unfortunately falls down. Let's see if Matteo can do more of his third boulder. It would put him into an awesome position. He didn't get a top no zone on boulder number 2, so he really, really needs this if he wants to still be on the game. And now gets secures. It's all going to be decisive on the very last boulder for the male round. And Matteo just jumps into 7th position, but he didn't finish his round. So let's see if we can get a top on boulder number 4 for this Italian athlete. Now we have Claudie Camille from France, and we have Naya Isaac from Slovenia. We see the route setters moving, making little comments about the round. And there we see on the boulder number 3, the Czech athlete, I think this is Jan Stipek, which qualified as first on the qualifying round. And finding kind of a tricky jump. Let's see what he goes. We've seen lots of different variations. People now stepping on this bad foot hold, people stepping on the very same hold they're grabbing. Lots of different methods. Let's see what this young athlete does out of it from the Czech Republic. And good from Naya, which is getting quite high up. We've seen many athletes already, by a leap, 4 out of 10, getting to the very top. How are we gonna see a top? So hard, so strenuous. And again, flies from the top. This would be the perfect scoreboard if one of these athletes managed to top the boulder, because it would create the biggest difference of 4 to 3 tops, both on the men and on the female. But for now, let's go with Jan Stipek on the third boulder from his rotation. And choosing to rest, Jan Stipek. There we get an overview from all the boulders gain jump. Jan manages to get to the zone again. Gets ready to launch for the last jump to the crimp. And this time secures the top. And Jan Stipek is going to be jumping into 2nd position after Jonas Koine, which has got 1 more zone because he finished the rotation. And now jumps to the 1st position as the only athlete with 3 tops. Jan Stipek. Maya again not making the top of boulder number 4. And let's see if Camille can do better on his last boulder from his rotation. Not a lot of time left. Everybody's going ballistic. And unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be enough. We're going to go on to the next rotation. We're going to see Matteo from Italy on boulder number 4 and Julia also from Spain on boulder number 4. Last 4 athletes to come out. And we will be saying goodbye for this last final of the Youth B for today. Don't forget, tomorrow in the morning we're going to be followed with the Youth A and Juniors final, both in the female and the male. And Julia looking super strong. Has topped already boulder number 1, 2 and 3. She needs the top if she wants to be first in the podium. Right now she is sitting currently, I believe, on third position behind Imane and Nina. They all got 3 tops and 4 zones. And let's see if she can get a top. It's been proved to be really physical and really hard, but that's a style that really suits her. And she managed to get both hands, but not being able to control the top hold. A very good attempt from this young athlete from Spain. A lot of Spain people being qualified for the finals. A lot of Israeli people also being qualified for the finals. And there you are, Matteo. And Matteo really needs here a zone or a top. I think a zone would not put him into third position, only a top, since his companion Camille Claudet from France has got the same amount of tops and zones, just in less attempts. And Julia going again for the 1-2 into the sloper. Feet cut loose and unfortunately jumps out. Very, very physical boulder. The chief official, François Landon from France, followed by Bernhard Steinler, organizing that everything is going well. And Julia here on the last boulder. Let's see if she can now make it to the very top and hold it and stabilize. Remember, a top is only counted if you're only able to stabilize the top. Mateus manages to secure the zone, but here he needs a top. Only athlete which manages to hold both hands on the zone hold. It's looking very promising, but it's very, very physical. And I believe Mateus jumps into 6th position, but it's not enough for him to be on the podium. He really needs a top. And that would put him maximum onto 2nd position behind Jan Stipek, which already has got 3 tops. Probably going to be disappointed with himself for not topping boulder number 2. It was kind of a crucial boulder for pretty much being able to get to the podium. And Julia on probably was going to be the last of her tries for today here in Graz in Austria, and flies out. Both athletes don't want to let go, still going on. Enough skin, might as well give it all. Nothing to lose and only to win. But unfortunately those are very physical boulders and not enough for these 2 athletes, which both got really, really, really far ahead on the wall. Matteo was the only athlete being able to match the zone hold, and Julia the only which was managing to grab the last hold with both hands, but unfortunately not being able to stabilize. And last contenders of today, Jan Stipek and Gela Marti. Gela, which has had also a perfect round on these European Cups. She was first in Kaunas and first in Serie. Let's see if she can do it again. She's now sitting on 9th position. The best she can do is being on a podium, I guess, but she needs to do it in less attempts, in fewer attempts as possible. She didn't top one and number 2, and that was kind of a crucial one. Jan Stipek, he's already sitting on first position. He does not need to top that, but a top would be awesome to see on the last boulder here in Graz for the Youth B category. Into the zone. Horrible sloper. Pressing with both feet, a bicycle. Jumps. Manages to match into the crimp. Are we going to see a top from Jan Stipek? Unfortunately, flows out. It looks so hard, so crucial hard. And Kayla again now manages to foot plant onto the hold on the very high part of the wall. And unfortunately lets her go. It's been a kind of a tough round. They had a really hard and tough qualifier round. So those athletes are very tired. Both athletes choosing to rest for the last, I believe it's 2 minutes 30 they have. You see on more experienced athletes where they choose to rest between attempts so that each attempt can be as good as possible. Kayla going for the flick 1-2. Jan Stipek again using swing of the hip to get himself pressed into the wall. The crowd is getting really high. Are we going to see a top from these two athletes? The last two athletes to come out. The boulders get hard as they get higher. Jan Stipek looking really close. Needs to get the foot, not quite, and Kayla unfortunately flicks around. A little bit of an overcooked final boulders for both the female and the male. And less than a minute to go now, 55 seconds. This is going to be probably the last go for those two athletes. Let's see if they can bring it on. Jan Stipek going for the 1-2. Again into the zone. Kayla looking really tired this time. And I think this is going to be enough for both of them. Kayla not trying again. And those are going to be the scorecards. Let's see. First place for Jan Stipek from Czech Republic with 3 tops and 4 zones, followed by Jonas Kerner from Germany with 2 tops and 4 zones, and Camille Claudet from France with 2 tops and 3 zones, followed by the female athletes. Let's see what's perfect score difference for the male. Unfortunately on the female we have pretty much the same score for the 4th positions. Imane Roudinay from France with 3 tops and 4 zones. The difference is in between attempts on the tops, which was 7, and attempts on the zones, which was 8. Nina Henschel, the same from Switzerland, with 3 tops in 8 tries and 4 zones on 6 tries. Don't forget that the attempts of tops are more important than attempts of zones. That's why she's high ranked as Julia, but less high ranked as Imane. And Julia Benach with again 3 tops on 10 tries and 4 zones on 8 tries. And that was everything for today. We're gonna have tomorrow the Youth A female and male final round here in Graz from this European Cup. Those are all our sponsors which have been able to make this competition possible. So thanks to BLOC House, Kleiman, IFSC, Bergfuß, Wiener Städtische, Graz, Land, Steiermark, Region Graz, Abendverein, Kleine Zeitung and Soundportal. And the local hero, Julian Christian Leitner, sorry, on the big flyer. Thanks to everybody, and we will see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock for the last final, last 2 finals for the Youth A and Youth and the Juniors. Thanks a lot. My name was David Patterson, and I wish you good night, everybody. See you tomorrow.